Hi guys, welcome to another video from U-Wrench. Today we're going to be showing you how to do a full brake fluid change. This is on the Dodge Grand Caravan 2008 through 2020 and also for the Chrysler Town Country. Let's get stuck in. So the next stage is to bleed the calipers, and you do them one by one, but very important, there's a very specific order on the Dodge Grand Caravan for bleeding the calipers. So you can't just do them in any random order that you like, you've got to start on the specific caliper that Dodge recommend that you do. In the Dodge Workshop Manual, they recommend that you start on the rear left, coming down to the front right, then the rear right, and finally the front left. It's very, very important that you follow those in that sequence. So we want to get our bottle here set up somewhere in the area that we're working, which is quite useful that we've got this little handle. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to the bottom of the caliper just here. Right, so now I can just leave that hanging there whilst we continue. So one of the most important parts of this job is keeping an eye on your brake fluid reservoir. You do not, when you're pumping the brake pedal to start circulating the brake fluid, you do not want to let this run dry, because if it does, you'll be sucking air in rather than fluid. As the level goes down, it'll start to suck air in, and you can get an airlock in your brake system, and that's going to be bad news. So as you go around and do each of your wheels in turn, you're going to be pumping that brake pedal nice and gently, only going down about halfway. And then once you've done a few pumps, 7 or 8 pumps, just come out and have a look and see how much it's gone down by, and then top it up back to the top again, and then continue. You'll get an idea as to kind of how many pumps kind of will suit your make and model, or how many pumps suits the length of your personal stroke, and how often you'll need to top this up. But you're going to need to keep an eye on this all the way through the process. Do not let that run dry. Keep topping this up as we go. So you want to make sure you give this a good clean around, all the way around before you actually open it. So don't want to get any contaminants into the fluid. So give that a really good clean before you open it. Now, before we start pumping, we know that we're going to be topping this up as fluid as we go. So before we start, we're just going to top it up as high as we can to give ourselves a bit of a head start. So now you want to find the correct spanner size that will fit the bleed nipple. Ideally, the box spanner like this one here. So we're just going to put that in place, ready to loosen off. And then you push your hose in over the top. Make sure it's nice and firm and snug, like so. Now slowly open the bleed nipple. Okay, so when you're pumping the brake pedal to draw the fluid through the system and bleed it out of the rear caliper, what you want to do is ideally have a second person do that for you, because you want to be watching the air bubbles coming through on the pipe. That's the first thing. And the second thing, remember there's the pressure's being released on the system, because that nipple's currently open, and so what you might find is the brake pedal is very loose. And what you don't want to do when you're pumping the brake pedal is just go down and slam it all the way down to the floor and pump it in that manner. In the brake cylinder itself, you can kind of get a little kind of build up of kind of scum that builds up over the years, and when you slam that piston down to the floor, that piston will go through and it will actually shatter all that kind of scum that may well be in the cylinder there, and that gets into the brake system. Remember, when you're actually braking the car, you never put your foot down to the floor. There's always resistance. You don't actually press a brake pedal that far. So when you come to pump this, don't jump in, slam it to the floor. Nice short pumps. You're better off doing 4 or 5 short pumps than one long one, for the sake of the cylinder, as I mentioned before. So just bear that in mind when we do this process. Okay. Go. And another one.